Hey, you guys, going live here. I'm going to wait for my girlfriend Sarah to hop on here, but we're teaming up. We are so stoked to talk to you guys about a little thing we have going on. There she is. Emily, oh, Stacy, what's up? Okay, hold on, you guys. We are going to do a split screen here. Let's see. She's going to hop on here shortly. So, hi, my season of life. Emily, what's up? There she is, her cute pigtails. Can you guys hear us okay? Can we get a couple of hearts or a couple muscles, a book? I don't care. Something random to fly across the screen. Then we know that you guys can hear us. If not,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep. And I saw your tongue stick out. Okay, you guys. So Sarah and I are stoked to get on here. So we wanted to make sure you knew what you were getting into for the next 20 minutes or so. We hope to keep it shorter, but there is a wine glass. I like it, Emily. Good. There's Wendy. So what we're going to do in the next 20 minutes, Sarah and I are going to break down habits of two of the most insanely busy women that juggle business, a full-time job, school, teaching children, because that's what Sarah does, and everything else that kind of, falls into life. Melissa, what's up? Hi, Claudine. We're going to talk about how our story has become our purpose, because we each have a very, very different story. We're going to talk about how we fit our business into little power pockets, as we're going to call them, in our days. And we're going to talk about how we make money, because, cost of living is rising and shit is hard sometimes. So we're going to talk about that too. And then we've got a couple questions that came in before the call. So we're going to answer those. But before we jump in, you guys might be like, well, I don't even know who these two chicks are. So Sarah, why don't you start off and kind of give a little ditty about who you are?
Okay. So I still feel like I'm still finding myself. I know it sounds crazy, but that's actually kind of like goes into how this all has equated and become part of my life. I am a mom of technically 4 children. We actually gave our very first one up for adoption. All 4 of my kids are all with my husband. We've been together since we were in high school. Not going to cry today. I like to cry a lot. I don't like to cry. I cry a lot. When we've lived in California our whole life, we now live in Arizona. And when Beachbody kind of came into my life was when I was at a point where I had been really battling depression for years and years and years and years and years and really masking my depression. I like to drink, so I never sugarcoat that. I do like to drink. I haven't had a drink in a while though. But I would mask my depression for years and years and years. And when we moved from California to Arizona, life changed. And I was at my rock bottom, my absolute rock bottom. And I had known Taryn. We had met on social media. And I had actually been a very loyal customer in her Beachbody business. I think I have 4 programs that I had purchased. I would get bought and then cancel it, and then I'd get it again. But I was always very loyal, and Taryn was always there. And it was actually at the point when I was at I couldn't take it anymore moment. It was like the last time I had gone in the shower and I had cried, because I never wanted to cry in front of my kids. I'm that person. I don't really like to show my emotion in front of them. I like to be strong for my kids. And I reached out to her, and it was just like, I asked her, like, hey, how did you get from this point to this point? And she was just really like honest. Actually didn't even really she never pushed a business thing on me. It was never like that. And just kind of was like, hey, you know what? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Why don't you just do this? And I remember I was like, no way, tripping. I posted the messages before, because I was like, oh, I will never do that. And if she would talk to me about her passion of doing nutrition too, which that's a whole nother thing. So, and we just connected, and I just remember I was like, you know what, whatever. I have nothing to lose right now. I'm already at my lowest point. It's time for me to do something different. And I signed up to become a coach, and I was never going to tell anybody I was a coach. I remember the whole first 30 days of it. I was going to tell nobody. So it's still funny. I'm sitting here talking about this. And within that first 30 days, I lost my job. I was laid off from my job. And I remember having a conversation. Taryn's like, why don't we just do this together? Like, actually, you could actually just do this. I mean, you already do the stuff anyway. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, whatever, my life's already changed in those first 30, I know it sounds crazy, 30 days. There's no way your life can change. It can, it really can. And it did. And now every day I get to pay it forward to other people. And my marriage is stronger. My relationship with my kids is stronger. I'm a better teacher now. I'm a better person because of this. And now I get to help other people. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm a crazy hot mess. And I like to say bad words sometimes. And I've been really trying to be a good girl. So I'm not going to say any bad words today. I'm going to be a good girl. All right. Your turn.
It's fun. It's funny. Okay, you guys, in full transparency, Sarah and I have trucker mouths. Like if we are on the phone, it is like F-bomb, you know, this, that, this word, that, like totally inappropriate for children, right? And so I said, hey, we have to make sure that we watch our language when we go on live. We don't want to offend anybody, right? I mean, we're in the world of offensiveness. And so we have to, like, you know, we have to bite our tongue. So we're going to keep it clean for you guys. Anyways, you know, I know there's a lot of you that are familiar that I see your name. So hi, Cheryl. Hi, Kevin. Hey, Carrie, that are hopping on. So I want to make sure I said hello to you guys. But some of you guys don't know. You're popping on going, oh my God, what are these girls talking about? Okay, maybe I saw something on their stories. So my name's Taryn. I am a mom of 4 as well. Sarah just shared that she is a mom of 4, and she said technically 4 because she gave her first up for adoption, which I think is such an incredible story about her. And go back and watch the live later to hear about it. And she'll probably go into it a little bit more because, as I said, we're going to talk about why our stories become our purpose. But I started this like 10 and a half years ago. Honestly, the reason why I started this was only to slap this extra label on my head for accountability. So I was introduced to P90X from a girlfriend that I went to high school with, and I just became a stay-at-home mom overnight. Like literally, I was working full-time in the commercial real estate industry. I loved it. I was a broker in like a total boys, like good old boys club, right? And I thrived in it. I liked the hustle. I liked the challenge. And I had a really great partner. And so we just, you know, kicked ass together. So when we had our second, my son, who was 4 months at the time, felt really lost and stuck. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to do the stay-at-home mom thing. And that's not how I'm wired. And it took me, you guys, a long time to recognize and appreciate the fact that it's okay that I'm not the crafty get on the floor and just be 110% about my kids. That didn't mean, and I felt like it took like counseling from people like Sarah, that didn't mean I didn't love them and I wasn't an awesome mom. It just meant I needed to fulfill something, right? So I needed to have that outlet back. But before I could, I was a hot mess internally. Like I felt like I was in relatively good shape before, and I found myself like, oh my God, I'm carrying an extra 25 pounds. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But when she said, hey, try this 90-day workout. And I'm like, okay, but there's, you know, it's an infomercial, right? You guys remember that P90X infomercial. They were fitness models. So I thought, you know, I'm like, there's no way those people are, hey, Jen, are legit, right? There's no way they got those results in 90 days. So I went through it. I followed it as design. I'm like, if I'm going to debunk that this is totally a farce, I'm going to follow it as design. And my husband did it with me. We did it at 5 o'clock in the morning next to the 2 small rooms that my kids slept in. So we were literally like slowly, quietly picking our weights up off the floor. And we crushed it for 90 days. I lost the 25 pounds. I became actually a poster child for P90X. And on one of their infomercials, they used my before and afters because I was a mom, you know, like I lived the real life. I wasn't I was not a fitness model. I like literally just followed it as designed. So that was really kind of that propelled me into the whole, like, people were asking me what I was doing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this workout from home. I don't get to the gym anymore. I just couldn't. And I didn't know what the hell to do at the gym anymore. I didn't know what to eat anymore. You know, like your body, when you become a parent, like your body changes. The hormones can wreak havoc. And then you're all sorts of crazy, right? So that just like all that pent up emotion of being unhappy with my body, being unhappy with the fact that now I didn't have a job anymore, and I didn't lose my job. I elected to stay at home. So I wanted to make sure that was really, really clear. And I didn't say, oh, I'm going to seek out a business to do. I just, you know, I'm kind of a believer in the universe has a plan for you, right? And that's why Sarah and I really gelled together, because I started sharing my story on social media, and we actually met on Instagram in the infancy stages of Instagram. I figured that out, Sarah. Like, we've been working with one another for 5 years. She said she was a loyal customer of mine for many, many years. And when she, you know, just said, F it, I almost did it. I'm going to take a chance. I know, but I didn't. I held it in. Took a chance, and she lost her job in 30 days, and we bonded over our passion for CrossFit. You guys, believe it or not, we were both like CrossFit junkies. I was coaching CrossFit at the time. I had the chance of being on our Northwest regional team for the gym that I was training at. I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into, but I thrived in the community. And it was just another dialect of fitness that we bonded over, right? Mm-hmm. So we became like fast friends on Instagram, and just would have conversations on the phone, text messages, like all these things. And we just developed this really strong bond, and we were in different states. Like, that was how rad social media was, right? And so we realized, like, oh my God, we have a really great platform and a gift internally. Like, we each had a gift. It was very, very different in our approaches and our personalities, but we had this, like, we were like the yin and the yang, you know? So we just bonded, and we just said, hey, you know, I've been building the business for like 5 years, and I wanted to have, you know, a partnership and somebody that wanted the same like me, you know, that needed some outlet in their life. And Sarah worked full time, you know, and I was drawn to the fact that she was working at a chiropractor's office. She was a nutritionist for that office. And I, like she said, had a passion of getting more involved in nutrition. So that was yet another bond. Hey, Jen. So with that being said, you know, kind of the little backstory on me, I wanted to make sure we got to the topics that I promised you guys at the beginning. So, you know, because Sarah and I have different schedules, I wanted her to share, because she's a full-time working mom. She's a teacher. She works with you know, special education and the kids. That's like her jam, and she's amazing at it and highly sought after in the Arizona market, just saying. So Sarah, tell everybody how you, like, break down what your habits are that you've created that have allowed you to kind of build this business around, not like turn your life into, but build it around your lifestyle, like you're working and such. Okay.
So I don't sugarcoat anything, first off. Okay. And I think that's probably where I'm okay. I can do 1,000 things at once. However, something really early on when I decided I was actually going to put effort into this because I wanted to help people. It's never been about, I want to make money. And Tara knows that. My whole team knows that. My girls that are on know that. It's never been about that. It's just been about, like, okay, when can I help people in the pockets of my time, right? We all have smartphones, all of us. We're all watching this on our smartphone. I doubt we're watching it from our computer. We're watching this on our smartphones. I decided, okay, when I'm going to do this is in the pockets of time I have. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of like a day, like how I work my business from, you know, Sunday to Saturday. I work full time, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I have to be on campus by 7, sometimes 7:30, usually always late. I have become the late mom that I hated forever. I'm that mom, and I've accepted it, and it's going to be my life for a while, and I love my kids, so it's okay. So I literally every single day, Monday through Friday, I wake up, alarm goes off like between 4:30 to 4:40, just depending on when, if I'm going to do a longer workout or not, or if I'm going to add a workout, or just depending on what workout I have. I literally plan my time when I'm going to get up around my workout. I know that sounds really strange, but I am a creature of habit, and my workout, I know everyone's like, how do you get up that early? That workout sets me up for my day. Like, it clearly does. Like it, and when I made it a routine, like, it was super hard. And I'm not a morning person. I'm like the anti-morning person. If you ever watch my stories, you're like, oh, she looks nasty in the morning. She's not very happy. I'm not a happy person. I drink lots of mom crack. So what I do is I literally get up, and I don't sleep with my phone in my room. Taryn actually taught me that. when I went to her house, she's like, keep it in your kitchen. And that's awesome, because then I don't like think about it, because I can think about, I want to talk to this person, I know that this person wanted help. Like I do that, and I think about school and all that stuff. So I put my phone away, I wake up, I give myself about 15 to 20 minutes. I don't eat in the morning. I used to. I don't. I just make sure I have my mom crack. And I kind of wake up and just like reflect on like just things that are going on in my life. It's like my time that I reflect. And then I check in with the people that are in my challenge groups. I have people that get messages from me at 4:50 in the morning. And it's so funny because like Jennifer Riggs, if she gets on, I know she was working from home today, but she would be like, she's in another state too. And she would love my messages at like 5 in the morning, her time, or 6 in the morning. She just loved it. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe that you're so real. And like, you actually check in with people. So I literally check in with them. Then I do my workout. And sometimes I share my workout. I've been doing short workouts, so I haven't been filming them. And then when I get done with my workout, because I usually have enough time, I will check back in with people. I will check into our challenge group. And then I go make my husband coffee. I do that. It's something I do for my husband every day. I do. I make him coffee every day.
Tony makes me coffee. So you guys are like two peas in a pod. So
yeah. And I love her husband, by the way. And they actually used to have a friend. In case you guys have been watching her for a long time, she had an Uncle Jimmy. And when I go to Seattle, I'm going to force Uncle Jimmy to cook out. Okay. So had to throw Uncle Jimmy in the mix. But what I do is then I wake my husband up, and then I take my shower, I get ready. And actually, like, I'll take like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll usually like do like some type of activity, whether it is checking in with people or updating something or just doing something related to my business. It'll vary depending on what I'm doing for the day. And then I get my kids up, get them ready. I drive them to the person that takes them to school for me, which next school year is going to be changing. I'm going to have a lot more flexibility, so I'm super pumped about that. And then on my drive to work, it takes me about 15 minutes. I sometimes will call and I'll have one-on-one calls with my coaches. And sometimes I'll have one-on-one calls with my challengers that are really needing extra support. And it's like, it doesn't bother me because I'm going to be in the car anyway. And then if I'm not doing that, then I will listen to personal development. I found that when I listen to personal development in the car, or even when I'm working out alone, if I'm not listening to rap music that I shouldn't be listening to inappropriately with my children, I'll listen to personal development. Audibles, podcasts, love them all. I actually have a book that I have listened to over and over and over again because it reminds me of why I'm doing this.
And what's the book?
My 10X book.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 months to six figures. That's the one I like 10
Peter
times.
Vogt.
Yeah, love him.
Yeah.
But I'll do that. And then when I get to school, I turn it off. I'm not working on my business because I'm here for my students. And then depending on how long my prep period is, because my kids have therapies, and I can't always be in the room with them or they're out. When I'm not doing my prep for school, I don't ever take away from my classroom. I will check in with people. And then when I get out of school, when I'm done with my schoolwork, I will check in, go home. If I need to call somebody, I schedule it around the fact that my kids aren't with me. When I am back with my kids, it's mom time. And our team knows that. Like once I'm with my family, I don't participate a lot of times in our big team calls because I turn it off. It's family time. And that is super important. And that is something that I'm like, you know what? People are always going to need help. And it's okay to say, hey, you know what? This is when I'm going to work and this is when I'm going to talk to you. And people will wait. And when they want to have that conversation, like, hey, you know what? My kids went to bed. It's 9 o'clock and my husband's asleep and I have like 45 minutes. And that's when I'll really connect with people. And sometimes I have like the most amazing conversations at those little pockets are so valuable because people know that you're going to get I'm going to give you my one-on-one time. I may not have tons of hours in the day, but what you're going to get, I'm going to give you so much at that time. So I don't feel like this is even working, honestly, because it fills my cup up when I get to talk to my friend Jen. you know, she moved away from everything she knew as well. And when she became a mom, and, you know, she was never going to have kids. And now she has two beautiful girls. And, you know, now she's on my team. She's a diamond coach. Because I showed up and because I shared those struggles, and I just shared on social media, which I'd be doing anyway. I was sharing my life anyway. So I don't really feel like it's work. It is work, I guess, when you look at it that way, but I don't ever address it that way. I don't look at it as like, this is a job that I have to do. It's a job I have to do because I have to help people. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And it helps me, and it's really helped me heal with the struggles that I've had internally. So that's it.
See, that's what I love is that I wanted you guys to hear how Sarah does it, because we have different schedules. So I work from home, right? And so my day starts at 4:30, just similar to Sarah's, although she's an hour ahead because she's in Arizona and I'm in Seattle. I still get up early. I do the 1 alarm. That was my big goal this year, you guys. So I actually teach my boot campers, my clients that I work with, and my business partners these very habits that are going to be life-changing. And they're so simple, right? Like anybody can do it. I talked about it a lot live, in that I now just get up after the alarm goes off. I do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mel Robbins is my girl. I love her. Go Google the 5-second rule. It'll change your life. And I get my feet on the floor. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I put on my workout clothes. I do weigh myself before I put on my workout clothes. But just because I want to know, like, you know, what I did yesterday, was it working? So, and I teach that whole routine to people, like, listen, you've got to care for yourself. And yeah, 4:30 in the morning sucks getting up, but there's nothing more empowering having a quiet house, sitting down to 5 to 10 minutes of your own thoughts to work on your goals and dreams before somebody else's fill up your headspace. And I teach that to people that want to be better and do better. And if they're not willing to change, to see change for yourself, then like I really can't help you, right? And so, you know, having those basic little things. So I work basically, and we work out at 5 o'clock. My husband and I, we'd work out for 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day at 5. I'm done. I might pop on live depending on how I feel, come upstairs, and I'll get back to my clients and coaches from, you know, emails that have come through overnight and answer questions. And then I set up my day. And then, you know, the kids are up at 6:45 and it's go time until like 8:30. Sometimes I'm in the gym. I teach a live boot camp. So I go to the gym and I teach my classes. You guys, I'm back in school too. Like, you think that it's crazy enough being a mom of 4 kids and running a business, but I went back to school. And let me tell you something, which I alluded a little bit to this. You're like, why would you add one more thing to your plate? That's nuts. But I found that the busier people are, the more successful they can be. I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? But we all have the same 24 hours in the day. It's just a matter of what you're willing to compromise and what you're willing to change in your day and give up. So one of my mentors and one of the trainers that we're in this test group of, he said, if you have social media, so you're on Facebook or Instagram, you're watching this right now, right? If you have a social media account, you have time in your day to work on your goals and dreams. And if you say you don't have enough time, then you need to get rid of social media. I mean, that's the truth, right? I mean, we face that every single day. So I feel like we've become these time management ninjas, right? We've had these habit hacks that we are able to say, this is how you can structure your day. Like, give me your schedule. Tell me all about it. Like, what is your schedule, right? And then we take that schedule and say, hey, these are power pockets that we do and that you can do in 10 minutes while you're sitting in car line. You know, you're on the train on your way to work, listening to a podcast that is going to help you evolve as an individual to work your way towards those dreams and goals, right? We're not teaching people how to be like the best salesperson. Okay, oh, Katura, bye. I'm so glad you hopped on. We're not teaching people how to go sling product, you know, like the product kind of sells itself, but our story, as I said at the beginning, is our purpose. And then we teach you how your story becomes your purpose and how you fit that into your day. Nobody wants to be sold to, right? But they're attracted to your story and how you make it work. And Sarah and I are very transparent and open about our day. So you guys can go on Instagram and basically see on my stories what my day consists of. You know, I talk about my food. I talk about little pockets of day that I am working. I talk about why I do this business, because it provides a lot for me personally. Like, it fills a cup, just like Sarah had said, it fills a void, right? I am providing income to my household that I had lost when I became a stay-at-home mom 10 years ago. I was in corporate for 8 years. So now it allows us to be able to provide things for our family, right? But it was also the vehicle to allow me to go back to school. It allowed me to enroll in a class that I was passionate about for years and I wanted to do. I wanted to learn more about integrative nutrition. I wanted to learn more about holistic practices behind food and lifestyle and mindset, not just, hey, I want to teach you how to diet. You know, like, I don't want to teach anybody how to diet. I don't want to teach anybody how to sling the most product. I want people to be taught the tools that is going to enhance their life and help them become the best version of themselves that they will. And maybe the byproduct of that is that they lose weight along the way. Like, Sarah lost over 56 pounds. Jen's lost over 50 pounds. And the byproduct of that, they're sharing their story and they're connecting people with the very tools and platform that we use. And the other byproduct of that is they're making money, right? Like, everybody wants to know, like, okay, that's great, you start a business, but like, how do you make money? And it's that. I mean, we have trainings that we take you through, and they're very, very simple. Like, you know, how do you work Instagram to run a business? And hey, Ange, you know, oh, happy vegan Seattle, what's up? Hey, drop some hearts, you guys, if you're hopping on to say hi. But we figure it out, and we help you figure it out for you. We never just kind of say, hey, thanks for becoming a coach with us. Now, good luck. No, like, we're holding your hand. Sarah and I work together like every single day, even 5 years into her business. Like, we're working and collaborating and talking and strategizing and laughing and planning for trips and dreams that we want to accomplish, all because of this platform. You know, everybody gets wigged out about direct sales. Like, oh God, oh my God, you're in that? You know, like, oh, Beachbody, like, roll your eyes. Like, fine, okay, Beachbody has served me well for 10 years. You know, Beachbody has helped bring in a 6-figure income for us that, you know what, is not really much if you live in the Seattle area. I mean, it's just not. And I'm not saying that to brag. It's been a lot of hard work. So there's the income disclaimer that that's not without my own effort and energy that has gone into building this business and learning and teaching the principles that I have learned to those that want to do this alongside of us. I don't own anybody. I'm not Sarah's boss or her. She's not my employee, and vice versa. Like, we get to collaborate, and I don't necessarily, like, anybody that comes in after me can far exceed me and has on income. You know, it's all relative to what you want to make out of it, you know? So, we have, you know, there's a lot of different ways that we get to make money and build a business. And I don't want to go into all that. Like, you know, I feel like it can get a little yucky talking about money because not everybody's moved by that. You know, Sarah was pretty honest. She's like, I didn't come into this for the money. She has a job, right? I didn't start this for the money. I didn't come into this coaching gig and go, I'm going to make 6 figures with it. And if I don't, this thing doesn't work, right? Like, I just said, listen, I need to commit to the program and make sure that it works. And then whatever happens, happens. And 3 years into it, I was building this lucrative business. And 3 years into it, I was getting my certification to teach fitness classes, and I was getting specialty certifications in nutrition, and I was learning the pre and postpartum specialties, like all those things that this platform served for me. And it wasn't just, ooh, I want to be Beachbody famous. Like, I could give a rip. Like, I would rather connect with the Happy Vegan Seattle. I would rather connect with Katura and find out where her goals and dreams are. And if it's like, God, I've had this lifelong, like, roller coaster of dieting, like, okay, we're going to figure out why, you know? So, Kira, I know we get a ton of questions, and I know you got to get back to work. So do you have anything that you want to add that you tend to get the most questions? I had a couple too, and it's 2 o'clock now, 3 o'clock your time. I know you got to get
really
going,
just how quickly you can get your investment back is probably the thing I get asked all the time. And it's really just what you put into it. Like, I found, and people have asked me like, oh, well, did you have to go out and seek people? I didn't. I was just, if you're just honest and you show up, people are going to ask you by byproduct what you're doing. If you're excited about it, like people are going to ask you. And so it's easy. Like you can totally earn your money back right away, or it can take you time. Like that's just something, and I get asked that probably all the time. Like, can you really, really make your money back right away? Absolutely. You totally can. If you just decide to show up for yourself, you can do anything you want to do. That's it.
Yep. I mean, Sarah and I have mastered how to help our new partners, coaches, whatever you want to call them, get their investment back in as quickly as they want it. I'm not going to say you're going to make all your money back in 30 days, because if you're not going to do anything for it, then, you know, it's not going to work. But we figure out what is important and a priority to you. What's it going to serve you? What are your needs? Like, do you need an extra 300, 400, 500 bucks a month? Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to reverse engineer that plan, but it starts up here with your mindset. You've got to change your mindset. You have to change behaviors in your life in order for those things to kind of come together full circle and make this, like, you know, carve out this pathway. It doesn't just happen like, ooh, I became a Beachbody coach and all of a sudden this windfall of money is going to come into my lap. Like, no, if you sleep in and you watch The Bachelor and you know, binge on Netflix and social media, but yet you want to make money, like there's going to be some things that have to change. And so we're really upfront about that. Anyways, you guys, there were, you know, people are always, I think probably one objection or concern I get is people don't want to go and blast on social media. They don't want to go and sell to their friends and family. And I hope I kind of covered a little bit of that, because it's not about going and selling to your friends and family, but it's about connecting people to a lifestyle change. You know, we're not trying to sling product and teach people how to drop a lot of weight. We're not teaching you how to wrap anything or take a pill or starve yourself, but we're teaching you how to be a part of a community that actually gives a damn about other people, right? I mean, what's our mission is exactly that, like helping other people have a fulfilled. Sorry, my mom was calling, which that means I got to go because she's in Canada and I want to see how my grandma's doing. You wanted me to go potty? Okay.
Hi, Kiki.
And this is another reason why I do what I do.
Hi, Kiki.
Number 4. All right, you guys. Well, hey, Sarah, anything else that you want to add? I feel like, you know, they kind of got the point. I'm hoping that if you were connected because of Sarah, drop her a message. If you're connected because of me, drop me a message. I mean, we're open books. We're completely transparent. Our inboxes are always open. But any last words that you have, you want to share with anyone?
Anybody can do this.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this. And I promise, if you are open to wanting to change your life, just do it. I'm telling you, like, I was very afraid and I was super hesitant. I was probably the most hesitant person in the world. And had I not just said, you know what, I just got to do it. Just like I am at Target, when you go to that Target bin and you don't need those 75 extra things and you throw them in your cart because you just need them. I'm telling you, this is the best thing I ever did for myself. And I didn't want to spend the money on myself. I didn't want to do it. I thought it wasn't going to work. And I actually thought I was going to fail at it. And it's changed my life. So that's all I got to say.
I think the last thing I want to add is that you don't have to have like the perfect results to think you're going to be successful. People are inspired by the journey, and just the fact that you are a normal human being trying to figure it out and don't know all the answers tends to be like the one thing that somebody else needs in their life, to know that there's somebody they can relate to. So no, you don't have to have this rockin' figure or have a massive transformation to be successful, because the journey, the story, the purpose is what people are drawn to and want to be a part of. And when they see that you're a part of this community that is happy and you have a different sense of energy and you're changing some habits in your life, like, people want to be a part of that. Like, a lot of people don't want to be miserable. They don't want to cry in the shower like Sarah was doing. You know, they don't want to cry during their workouts because their life sucks and they hate their job. You know, Sarah's fortunate because she loves her job. And I love the fact that I get to be here with these two monkeys.
Hi, Gianna.
And my husband's home for lunch. He comes home every day for lunch. So anyways, you guys, I better go because one of them's got to go potty before she craps her pants. And I got to call my mom back. So You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out. Sarah, I love you, girl. I'm glad that we get to do this together. It just makes me so happy. Hi, Erica. All right. Oh, my mother-in-law's on. Hi, Evelyn. She's in Arizona with you. You guys are lucky. We're going to get 2 to 10 inches of snow tonight.
Okay. I need to go meet her. I'll just go meet her without you.
You should go over and say hi.
No, I met her.
You did meet her at the pool.
Oh, I did meet her.
Yeah. We'll say hi.
I got to meet your mom. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.